Cheers, Noel.
Cheers.
Okay, I
Wait,
don't have...
Are you shooting it?
Oh, should we shoot it or just sip it?
Oh, I was going to shoot it.
Okay, let's shoot it. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's super warm.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, James. I don't have a podcast, but if I did, you'd be my only podcast person.
Okay, appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, Noel, I want to know everything about you. I know everything about you. I want my clients to know everything about you. And I'm right here next to a bed because lenders and real estate agents are in bed together. Mm-hmm. Figuratively.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kristen. And so, and Matt.
Right.
Right.
Both
Okay.
spouses.
Can you tell everybody who you are? Tell me who you are. Because, I don't know. Who are you? What's your name?
Noel Searcey.
And who are you with? What are you?
Well, I'm a loan officer with Capstar, a division of Old National Bank.
Oh.
So our merger is complete-ish.
Ish.
They still got some products
Kinks.
to roll out. and
Products. Okay.
No kinks.
No kinks.
No.
Not with mergers.
That was the first kind of part of April when everything was kind of getting ready.
Being
But
cray-cray.
everything's good now. Mm-hmm. Everybody's happy.
Now I can call you for any reason under the sun. Land?
We can do land.
Oh.
There's some, without getting too technical and
Right.
qualifications and whatnot, yes, we can do land loans and lot loans and construction loans.
What about manufactured housing? Mobile homes?
We can do it. Mm-hmm. Not something that's super common
Right.
in Middle Tennessee, but obviously there's, again, more guidelines, but yes,
USDA,
we do
VA,
offer it as long as you
FHA.
qualify. Yes, all those.
I love all of the taglines as long as you
Well,
qualify.
I have to
as long as you
because
qualify.
I don't know who's watching.
Right, and they're going to slap you with a fine.
I don't want that. Or get laid off, and don't want that either.
Okay,
So let's hear the questions.
I feel like it's important for us to know personal stuff about you first. Because I'm I want to like you if I'm going to work with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as just talking about myself, that's going to be tough for me to do because
Okay, I can't wait.
I'm a team guy.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite hobby?
Just to be plain, I just like watching sports, whether that's on TV or at the event. I guess I'd probably prefer on TV just because I can pause or get up and don't have to stand in line for a drink or food or
Get your snacks.
Crammed
Right.
in next to somebody who's my size, and you know what I mean? It's tough.
Like you went to the Ryman and you were like, I can't sit in these pews.
Anxiety will get you.
Coffee or tea?
I can drink tea all day.
Okay.
But I do the same for coffee, because once you get in that, you just keep going. Mm-hmm. It's like, where's the stopping point? So usually have to kind of break over into tea later in the day.
Okay, so it's
But
both.
they don't keep me awake
Nothing
at
keeps you
night.
awake.
No.
No. My cocktail of melatonin mixed with Unisom mixed with that, nothing keeps me awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right.
Morning person or
Yeah.
night?
Yeah,
Oh,
morning for
morning.
sure. Yeah, well, you know that.
I do.
I'm like a 4 to 5 a.m.er and bright and happy in the mornings. I'm still
Right.
awake. And there are nights, especially on the weekends where I can hang in there as long as I need to. But I would prefer, let's go to bed at 8 or as soon as the sun is down. And I like waking up and I walk around my driveway and, talk on the phone if anybody else is up or just kind of
You talk on the phone in the morning?
I do.
I can't do that.
I have a steady stream of calls every single morning. Yeah, and they start, 6-ish.
I know you always answer my texts.
Yeah.
That's important for a lender to be available.
Yeah.
Except when you're sleeping. I'll give you that.
Well,
Otherwise.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's hard to buy a house Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Because
Right.
most other people are working during those hours. So, I've tried to just make myself available whenever I'm needed. My family knows how we put food on the table.
That's right.
So
my family is learning, but they're not quite there yet.
Yeah. Well, my kids are old, and really nothing that's gonna stop us. I don't have soccer games or softball tournaments anymore. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
We have both. So I've got 2 of each. I was never a cat person until I think she's 12.
Oh.
I was still living solo at the time, and Kristen and I were together, and she was like, hey, don't really have an animal around here. Your kids need one. So we got a couple of cats, and one ran off, but the other one stayed and, slept on my chest every night. And we thought it was a boy cat, so we named her Carlos. And then she popped out kittens, and this is a girl. So
she chose that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Carlos is Carlita?
Just, whatever. There are many different names, but yeah. Carlos and Beans, I'll say that. That's not what we call them, but we'll just go with that since it's a family show.
Oh, okay, good.
And then 2
They're
dogs, Tucker and Brutus. So.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
Me too.
Just, it's my life. Just vanilla. I try to keep it plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we know that you're awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only talk about you anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I got you. I appreciate it.
If I have to use another lender, it's because I'm absolutely forced to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Are you not?
Sometimes people have their own relationships already.
Yeah.
And I get that. I just want whoever it is to get the best deal they can get. If that's not with me, I'm more than happy to say, hey, listen, I know you got a relationship or you're getting offered such and such from, whoever. That's a great deal. Take it.
You have said that to my clients before.
I do. I try to be honest just because, I don't like to burn bridges, and you can't get every client.
No, you can't.
It's just sometimes you just don't mesh, or there's, some distrust or whatever there is. And you just kind of got to do it.
So one of my clients last year, I gave him your number, and then I think he looked online to see, I think he did Churchill Mortgage, because that's the one that pops up the most, because it's like Dave Ramsey associated. And then he called somebody else, and he said you had pneumonia or something when he called, and you still took his call. And so that's why he went with you, because you knew everything, but also because you put him first, and even through sickness.
It may. I know that we're splitting hairs here. I don't think it was pneumonia, but it was probably one of those. I just got back from maybe duck hunting or something like that.
Oh.
And being out in the.
Is that called something else? It's not called pneumonia.
No, it wouldn't. There's not a lot of partying as much as you would think. Because you can't drink while you're shooting. No.
Are we sure?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So it's not a huge party. It's just,
So you
you're
like
out.
to murder things? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't.
You don't. You just kind of miss on purpose, right? The ducks.
I've never shot.
Okay, right.
I've
You
never
just go
claimed.
for
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie. Yeah, friends.
Yeah.
Community.
Yeah.
You just like other murderers.
So if you don't shoot ducks, they will just multiply quickly.
You're saving
and they
the
will
world.
take over the world.
Oh, okay. I'm for killing if it's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't eat duck. I have.
I kind of like it. It's a little bit fatty.
Yeah.
I had duck confit tacos one time, and I was like, this is awesome.
Very fancy.
If you say confit after anything, I had a PB&J confit, and it was so good.
I don't even know what that means.
Same. I just said it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know what you tell people that always. The number one question I get is there a first-time home buyer discount program? What kind of options are there for first-time home buyers? They're always expecting some sort of this amazing thing, and I'm like, I don't think there is one.
Sort of. I mean, without getting too deep in the weeds, a lot of that stuff is income regulated, property specific for certain areas.
Right. So you can get down payment assistance and like downtown Nashville, not downtown Nashville, but areas around Nashville. I love how you're uncomfortable.
Well, I just, like I said, I don't know who sees this, and if
My
they get me on
200
camera
followers.
saying, "Oh, well," he said that there's a first-time home buyer loan, which, if you're a first-time home buyer, it's a first-time home buyer loan.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, it is what you make it.
It's a loan for you,
right? You were able to get one of my clients, Aaron's client, a grant. Mm-hmm. How? Was it income specific?
It is.
Location
Yep.
A lot of specifics.
Correct. Yeah. So right now we do have, as long as you qualify, and I'm not going to shout out rates or anything, but yeah. So as long as you're in the parameters for the guidelines, we can get either 10,000 or 15,000, just depending upon
location. If you qualify, that should just be the ticker running it. If you qualify, if you qualify, if you qualify. Mm-hmm. And first-time home buyers, I feel like they still need really good credit to even have anything. And they can't make too much.
Correct. Yeah.
You got to be responsible, and you can't make too much.
Yeah.
And then you got a lot coming to you.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. That's it. Just there are some, and it's all going to be specific to that deal. So yes, we do offer and have some first-time home buyer products that people may qualify for, but we got to talk about it first.
So just have them.
I need all the details.
Yes. Text Noel.
Yeah.
Text Noel to set up a time to chat.
Yeah.
I think that's my camera.
Okay, because that one's mine. Because if that one's trying to get me,
it's getting like your nose.
It's going to need an extra wide lens.
Now I have no idea what I want to talk about.
You're discombobulated.
A little bit. But that's how I am around you. The United States keeps on calling me. I'm like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever I work with any other lender, they're like, underwriting has it, and they have no idea where it is in the process, and they're confused, and they can't help. Why do you get everything closed on time? Why can you do that?
Our ops team is top tier. The only thing I do is, I start it, and we'll talk about rates and programs, and I'll get your docs. But once that gets into our system, especially now being a bigger bank, we went from X amount of operations people to, 2 or 3 or 4 times that, or whatever it is.
But it doesn't change I feel like the bigger, I'm like, it's not going into a queue. You're still able to see the loan process where, now you're a bigger company, and that scares me a little.
Of course.
Because I liked it being just Noel and those people behind the curtains.
Yeah, and it's the same. Right. We just have more money behind us now.
Oh, okay.
It's the same amount of support. Like, we still have this many people per loan officer. It's just there's more loan officers now, so obviously there's more people, which is going to make more managers and, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
But it's part of my job to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Which I do my best. I'm a human. There's going to be errors and mistakes, and things are going to slip through the cracks. But most of them they're not so big that you can't overcome it.
Right.
Just try, let's work through it. Like, I don't like saying no.
No, you don't.
So give me the problem. Let's see if we can figure it out, whether it's timing or, document related or whatever it is. Let's see how we can fix it.
I called you last week. I try to talk to you every day if I can. I'm like, I'm just going to make up something, send a Noel.
We do talk more than most.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a relationship.
They don't understand how important it is for the lender and the real estate agent to, have this copacetic thing. Mm-hmm. Because, you help me with all my clients.
And vice versa.
I try to anyway. Mm-hmm. So I called you last week, and I was like, my client has low credit. And I told you what I thought it would be from, but then you were like, well, I need to see the credit report to see. Why is that? Tell me about the credit report, how it works, what you can overlook. I know that you just talk general. You don't have to be specific about anything.
So the credit system is All over the place.
All over the place.
You know, there could be somebody with a 700 credit score that has almost the exact same profile as somebody that has a 750 credit score or a 650 credit score.
Okay.
You know, it's just there are weighted, you know, little things in there. So I'd like to see the actual credit report to see if there's a way to kind of manipulate the score, because let's be real, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'd like to see the whole credit report just to see, you know, is their score, you know, lower because they've had to lean on their credit cards a little more than normal, or hey, did they have a collection from NES or Comcast from 4 years ago that just popped up that they weren't aware of or something like that, which it happens. Even people with the best credit, you know, they might have something slip by, especially if they're moving or whatever it is. Yeah.
I remember when I bought my first house, I was married for just a year, and something came up. It was MCI, which I think it was like a phone way back then. That was so long ago. And it was on my husband's report. I'm like, you didn't pay something? I feel like I don't even know you.
Was that Sprint?
Yes.
Is MCI Sprint?
Maybe. I think so. Yeah, they turned.
I want to go with you.
Okay, let's just do that.
Yeah,
it'll make the story better.
Easy one. It's a big company. They can't keep track of all payments either.
Totally. But they were like, we can't approve you. I'm like, really? And then we had to get a letter of explanation.
Yeah.
So with underwriting, what's like the biggest thing that they are watching for when they review things that are like, you can't get over that? Bankruptcies? Because I feel like you can get over those after a certain time.
You can. You know, depending on the program.
Right.
But yes, that's not the end all be all. But you know, there's like the credit capacity and collateral, which is credit is, you know, how you pay your bills. And then capacity is like how much money you make.
Okay.
And then collateral is going to be what you're trying to borrow against, house.
Okay.
In this instance. But that's it. It's the 3 C's. There's another one, which is really just kind of like assets. If you got some money for down payment, or if you have enough money to pay something off, maybe you can get in a house that way, paying for your debt ratio. So, yeah.
So at the beginning, they'll get approved for something, and then sometimes I'll see on the closing statement that they have to pay off a credit card. Is that because of like debt to income ratio?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, yes. That is it.
And people don't realize that. They think once you go through like the initial underwriting that everything's cool. But I always feel stuff happens at the end where they're like changing things. That doesn't happen a lot with you. Maybe that's with other people. But where they have to, you know, pay off something, or they think they're done.
No, I agree. Yeah. So that is the thing. So just we always try to pre-qualify everything on the front end and get the documents that we think we are going to need, just to the best of our knowledge and how we've seen it in the past.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, things pop up when they're doing fraud searches. Not that people are being fraudulent, but just like, you know, maybe there was another property that the client forgot to mention. You know what I mean? Which
because you don't think of everything. You're like, oh, you know, crap, I have an island in the Caymans or whatever.
Well, or I just have I forgot my dad deeded me a piece of land 5 years ago. There's nothing on it. It's only like $30,000. But yeah, like we have to know all that. But we're humans, make mistakes, and you know, once it goes through another set of eyes, sometimes they catch it and they're like, hey, I know that we didn't address this on the front end. Just make sure that we address it prior to closing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite memory of you is when I was giving birth. Well, I have so many memories of you, but I was giving birth to Lucy, and I was trying to close I love my clients, the Petses. You know the Petses. And I was like, are we
Big
good?
earn.
I was like, we got to get this. I forget what happened. It was literally a day before closing, and I had to have Terry, which that's how we know each other, is because of Terry. So your partner, John Sidwell, amazing guy. I was pregnant. I go to a lunch and learn, which lunch and learns are really fun for new. Like, I mean, I wasn't like a new agent, but I was like back in the game agent. And I was like, okay, I need a lender friend. I need a friend. And John and we met at the Lunch and Learn, but I was so pregnant. He was probably like, that girl's not going to do anything. But I was probably busier pregnant than I am not pregnant. So I probably should get pregnant again.
You've had your spurts, so I wouldn't say that. But yeah.
True.
I do remember.
And so I called John right away. And then you called me back because you were partners. But I had no idea how anything worked. And I was like, oh, John passed me off on somebody else. He doesn't care about me.
Not at all.
And then I was like,
John.
oh.
He's not like that.
He's not like that.
Yeah.
He is amazing. No,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. There's a reason we've been best friends for like a quarter of a century and work side by side.
Totally. And you can only be partners with somebody that you trust and that can take off you need a partner in this business.
You do.
Because it's 24/7.
It is. And nobody's available 24/7. As much as we try, like, you still got to have your family time. Some people are just, some people are night people and they hang out with their kids at night. Some people like to go on vacation or whatever it is. So yeah. We make sure that our main line always has somebody that's going to answer.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's where we're different than a lot.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would say you're night and day different than any other lender I've ever worked with. And they always tell you not to like pigeonhole yourself. Like,
of course.
No, but I'm a one lender woman.
Yeah, I know. I feel the love.
Right. Okay, good. As long as you know.
I never question it. Ever.
I'm like Team Noel, Team John, all the way. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to tell me how long you've been in the business, how you got in the business, and why you're still in the business.
Well, first of all, I don't think I'm qualified to do anything
You're
else.
100%.
Right. No.
What? You could do anything?
I could send my resume to 499 Fortune 500 companies and they'd be like, yeah, no, man.
So you're a dropout and you're like, I'll just do mortgages.
Yeah, I went to college a couple of years, But
you're in Nashville, so like you learned a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen it.
And you went to what high school?
I went to Father Ryan freshman and sophomore year, and then I went to Friendship Christian
Did y'all hear that?
junior and senior year. I'm private school educated. Yeah,
I think that makes a difference in Nashville.
Don't tell my wife that, because we have.
Oh, right, because she went to
Metro.
Yeah.
I went to Metro until 8th grade. A lot of my friends are Metro.
I went to Metro the whole time. Well,
what's the problem?
Hume Fog.
Yeah, what's the problem?
I mean, I did one. I went to the most like prestigious Metro school, though.
100%.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the big brain folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, I'm not qualified to be here.
But
I'll just do real estate.
I ask you what words mean all the time, and you pretty much just roll it off.
I know because of Google.
Whatever.
I act smart and old just for you.
Yeah, it works. But so
okay, so how'd you get into it?
Yeah, well, so actually one of my coworkers I've known for a long time, and her and I worked at a timeshare, and I'm not.
Can you help my friend get out of a timeshare?
No, I wish.
Please.
It's a slippery slope. But her and I worked together at Fairfield in Nashville when I was like, right when I, dropped out of college. But a buddy of mine called that I worked with there that had just moved to Vegas, and I was like 21 or 22, and he was like, "Hey man, come out here. Money is growing on trees." And I was like, "I'm there."
That would be 2004? No, that would be 2000.
It was 3.
Oh, yeah.
So I was 22. Okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I moved to Vegas, and I did timeshare for a while, and I was like, it just... Not
hate
really
taking advantage of people?
I don't... No. If you travel...
Is there anybody that says, I'm so glad I bought my timeshare? I don't think I've ever met that person.
There are people out there. Okay. I can't talk bad about those people, because I met a lot of people working there that were like stand up. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So, and what they were selling was how they felt about it.
Right.
And it works for some and it doesn't for others. But I got out there and I decided, it's too up and down. for me prior to knowing that mortgages is the same way. But I started at AmeriQuest, which was a subprime lender at the end of 23.
03?
And at the end of 03. And then my wife got pregnant while we were there, and we decided, hey, Clark County is probably not the best place to raise children.
Okay.
At the time, I don't know how much has changed since then, but we moved back. I came back to AmeriQuest here, doing great, and then it didn't. I wanted a little bit more, and I didn't want to just work with a certain group of people. I wanted to work with all. I wanted to have that opportunity.
I love that.
So John and I got our own brokerage started up. We
was
weren't
that with Farmington, or was that
no.
before?
This was prior. This was probably 05.
Okay.
6, somewhere in there.
But see, that's when I started. That's when I got my license, and I don't think you were with Farmington then.
I didn't get here until 16.
Oh.
Ish. 15 or 16.
Oh. Okay.
So it's been like 9 years.
Okay.
But that's it. I mean, I've been doing it, 20-something years.
Yeah.
21.
You would think that you would know everything there is to know.
There are people who know more.
It's shocking. I don't think so.
Trust me.
I always tell people the number one thing, other than hiring me as their real estate agent, is to listen to me when I tell them which lender to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to do whatever you can to get my clients to the closing table.
Yeah. And I'm going to communicate it.
Yes.
Immediately. Like, I don't try to sit on information for 4 or 5 days and say, well, I thought about it for 4 days. This is not going to work.
The other day I was like, hey, what's the appraisal? You're like, I think I emailed you that morning. Of course, all of your emails are going to junk after.
It'll happen.
Just all of a sudden.
I get it.
But so I had a really horrific deal close, and I really liked the lender as a person.
Yeah.
He knows it, but he didn't even call after the deal. It was, when I say it was like a train wreck, it was like an explosion. So it wrecked and exploded, and then I ended up paying, I had to pay $600 just for the extension.
Oh, rate lock.
It wasn't a rate lock, so we were fine on that. Maybe. I don't know. He never communicated. I had to do a temporary occupancy, and they wanted $200 a day for 3 days. I was like, I'll cover it. I got you, because I care.
You do care.
A little too much. That's what's killing me.
No such thing.
That's why I drink. Oh, do you think there's no such thing?
No such thing.
But I was like, after such a train wreck, I want you to call me and let's talk like humans. And I haven't heard from them. But maybe he just wants to be rid of me. It's fine.
No, you know how it is though.
I do, but I call and I'm like, I'm so sorry I sucked. Let me do better.
Well, in this business though, it's just one of those things you have to do. You have to bite the bullet sometimes and say, hey, listen, I know I messed up somewhere. And that's really hard to do because once you get past that point of, I should have called them 3 days ago. It's like, do you call now?
Yeah.
Probably not. Let it go.
I'm the kind of person that has to call though. I may ruminate for days.
What's ruminate?
Sit on it and just stew in it for a minute.
Okay.
But I have to call because I have to get it off my chest or I'll think about it forever.
Yeah.
And I've made so many mistakes. I think I make a mistake on every deal.
We all do.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you think people should still use me as a real estate agent?
100%. I don't know another. Well, I shouldn't say that, right?
You shouldn't say that.
But
here's the thing. What I love about you is that you do work with a lot of great, fantastic agents.
Yes.
But you act like I'm your favorite. And I want you to always do that, even if you have 300 favorites. You make everybody feel like they're the only person.
Well, you're important to me.
See? I love that. See?
Regardless. It doesn't matter if I know 1,000 people or 4 people.
Anyone that works with me, I always tell them they have to work with you guys. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with lender crap. You have to use them, and then we won't have to.
They don't have to.
No. I require them.
It would be
But once
better.
they start.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not perfect. You make mistakes, but that's okay.
Yeah, and we really do have kind of like the same mentality with
Yes.
our clients, and they
Yes.
they don't
100%.
they would think that we've known each other for 40 years.
I
for the
feel
most
like
part,
I've known you for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Like, I want you to be a part of my family. Like, I invited you to our, like, the biggest thing in our family that's happened is my sister-in-law was inducted to the Opry. I'm like, I'll have to have Noel and John there.
I was there.
I know.
I showed up.
At the Ryman.
I showed
where it's
up.
like
Overcame the anxiety of the pews
Yes.
and sat for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah. But hey, that's fair.
It was all about the after party.
That I never got to.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which we should have all after parties at the Soho House.
Yeah, or like at 8 in the morning.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah. I can start drinking that early. I mean, I get up early. I got up at 5 this morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Late night's not for me. I'll do it, but I don't want to.
But yeah. And I still get up early the next day. I don't sleep in.
The booze rooster.
Booze rooster?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I love that you can tell me what stuff is called because I don't know. I'll tell you what Ruminate is if you tell me what all the cool stuff is.
That's the only one I can think of. But that's like my neighborhood boys that I hang out with.
Okay.
One of them is really good with those sayings. His name's Jared. Call him J-Rod.
J-Rod?
Yeah, he knows all the good terms. He's a real cool guy.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to meet him and he can school me.
I hope you never have to meet him.
Never mind. I'm not going to meet him.
So I'll just like to, I don't want to be judged. He's awesome though. I know that the people are going to be, our clients are going to be taken care of. Number one, like I don't have to ever worry because I know that you have their best interest at the top of your mind all the time. And
100%.
Regardless of whatever else happens, that's your main priority. Like just
100%.
make sure they stay happy, make sure they're taken care of. So
yeah.
that makes my job easier because I think they already feel that from you on the front end because you talk to them first. So by the time they get to me, I don't really have to do anything but maintain. That's very important to me because I do, there are some other agents out there that have to give, just because they don't want to pigeonhole themselves either. They have to give a couple of names, say, whoever you like the best. And I
don't even do that.
I know.
I stopped doing that because John, he was like, here, let me just tell you something. And I was like, oh, you are so right. Like, if I want my life to be better in my business, I have to I'm just like aligning myself. I'm saying it for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to just kind of compound on that and let them know that I also care, but you do such a good job on the front end that there's not a lot I have to do.
Okay.
At that point, it's really just, do I have the right product and the right rate? Because they already know they're taken care of. So there's not a lot of, so-and-so said I can get a rate that's this. Well, did you check and see how many points that so-and-so was charging you and see how long so-and-so has been in the business?
Right.
Because, no offense to the other people that just got into this business, but what were you doing 5 years ago?
Exactly.
Have you seen issues pop up like you're going to see? Probably not.
Right. I always tell people too, if they are working with someone, I'm like, can you just call him? Because I feel like all you have to do is talk to them, and then you can tell me if I'm going to have issues.
Yeah.
And honestly, so you just talked. You talk to my clients all the time. You talk to a client, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to help them. Guess what? We needed a cosigner. Mm-hmm. Because all you did was talk to them. Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate that. And that was on a weekend.
Yeah.
And you were probably like skiing or something, or drinking.
I haven't been on many vacations as of late.
Same.
Yeah. So, just some pool on Saturday or Sunday. But besides that.
At your country club?